Here we go, Volkanovski, Lopez 2. And we open up with the bets. Last week we did the same. We gave you Justin Gaethje. And hey, we had him on a parlay as well. We showed you both tickets. You can go back to the video. Welcome back. And we open up with the bets like we know how. Here's your free bet, and it will a few feathers, man. It's Justin Gaethje on the money line. And if that doesn't bother you enough, we're parlaying him with Mauricio Rufy too. Take a look at that. I mean, it's just one video before this one on the YouTube channel. And man, you know already we're on Mauricio Rufy. So that's your free bet. For everything else, you go on proschmobets.com. But I'm going to give you one more. And you're going to disagree with me completely. But we're always right, man. This is the greatest capper community on the planet. All your favorite cappers, the guys on YouTube that you follow, they're probably in our chat groups. They're probably in our DMs. This is the best team on the planet, I'm telling you. The best AI, algorithms, metrics, everything you could potentially imagine. We source from everything you could potentially imagine to make the best bets. All right, man. So one thing is predictions, one thing is bets, one thing is a pro bet, another thing is a schmo bet. All right, let's get this shmoney and let's get into this right away. And listen, man, one strong quality that Dan Hooker has, and hey, we do have him on the money line here at Pro Schmo Bets. That's your free pick. We have Dan Hooker on the money line for being an outstanding fighter, man, a company man. This man has endured so many injuries, yet he looked incredibly good, sound, technical. Even had Arman Tsarukyan in the guillotine choke. All credible to his incredible training through the years as a young man, young fighter, as a submission grappler. And that's the edge we have and the expected value we have in Dan Hooker at nearly plus 300 odds, baby. All right. So while Benoit Saint-Denis is a jiu-jitsu player, only a purple belt at that, who enjoys being on his back in his guard, well, we have someone in Dan Hooker who's a submission grappler. All right, this guy enjoys joint locks. Unlike wrestlers, submission grapplers, they thrive with joint locks, chokes, as you saw in the Arman Tsarukyan fight. It's ground fights, submission holds, it's leg lock techniques, and that's exactly who Dan Hooker is, man. And then obviously you have the incredible striking, as you saw with Jalen Turner in the past. All right, so with all that said, Benoit Saint-Denis then, is now on a win streak. Great fights he's put on, good shows, and it looks like he's promising for the country of France, right? For that demographic, for a fan base such as that. And we need the Accra Arena to be full. And so now most people are going to want to think that Benoit Saint-Denis is next. And so it's funny because there's an irony where Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint-Denis took me back to when Justin Gaethje faced off with Rafael Fiziev, and the whole world thought it was over, right? Justin Gaethje versus Fiziev. They said, hey, the rankings, the lightweight division has to shuffle, get the old people out. And we see a resurgence of veterans, not just from 2025, but even now. Okay, we see some veterans that hold the line, man. All right, we saw Sean O'Malley, and we see for a main event like Justin Gaethje against Paddy Pimblett, defeat him. So with all that said, Benoit Saint-Denis, who is brawling forward, could have some success provided Dan Hooker is ailing from injuries. But I had some apprehension believing all that when I saw how well he performed against Arman Tsarukyan. That right there, my friends, that said a lot to me. Because you don't go through 2022 and 2023 with wrist fractures, orbital fractures, from succeeding in a fight with Jalen Turner to 2024, 2025 fracturing an forearm, getting titanium plates, re-injuring a wrist in 2024 August, being inactive since then, and then getting a fight booked and set up March 2025 with Justin Gaethje. Incredible, huh? Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje, March of 2025, and having to cancel that because while preparing for Gaethje, he gets injured while sparring. And now there's rumors about him being injured from the nose, the headbutt that Arman Tsarukyan struck him with. So, but with all that said, like I said, you saw him fight against Arman. He looked incredibly well. I like what the lightweight division is doing right now, and I think they need Dan Hooker for it. They need Dan Hooker for Mauricio Rufy. They need him for Paddy Pimblett. They need him for Jalen Turner potentially. They need him for potentially Justin Gaethje if Topuria don't come back. They need him for Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway. Just look at his last 2-3 wins. You heard it here first. Listen, if you want a technical analysis, if you want the bets, if you want the write-up, all you have to do is visit us at proschmobets.com. You heard it here first.